Hey everybody, Essence here from Beautiful Happy Goddess, and today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of forgiving even when you didn't do anything wrong. I get so many people that ask me, well, why should I forgive if, I didn't do anything wrong? This person did this to me, did that to me. Why should I forgive? And so I thought that this is a perfect opportunity to make a video because I actually had something that happened to me over the weekend where I felt attacked, and I clearly understand the importance of me doing the forgiveness work without the need of for that person to apologize to me or anything. Okay, so this weekend I was visiting with somebody who I care a lot about. I was doing them a favor, and I didn't to them show up in the way that they had hoped. And so this person, they just exploded on me. I mean, like all kind of F words and, just pointing the finger. And I'm like, well, I thought this and this was supposed to happen, but, you didn't do your part. And so I just felt really attacked. And it hurts even more when it's coming from someone that you care about. And so I just left because I could feel myself being triggered and everything. And instead of cursing and throwing F-bombs back, I just thought it was best for us to leave because there was no way we were going to get on the same page or what we were supposed to do. I didn't feel like I would be able to do it from a place of love in that moment. So I felt like, okay, I need to go home and regroup. So it's important for me to do my forgiveness work, in which I've done and have, I'll say started, because there's still some more. But it was important because that was on Saturday. And so on Sunday, my mind is still a day later saying things like, oh, well, you should have said this and you should have done this and he should have this. And then I listen to the chatter for a minute and go on about my day, and then an hour later I'm back in that moment rethinking, replaying it all over again. And so I'm like, okay, I'm more attached to this than I thought, so I do have to do the forgiveness work. And so it's important for me to do it because it was robbing me of my peace. I'm trying to get ready to go hang out with my spiritual family, have a good time, be in a good space, but my mind kept taking me back to the previous day and what had happened. So it was robbing me of peace. And so that's what holds it on to any anger or resentment or frustration, hate, holding on to any of those things. It really just poisons you. We think that hanging on to the anger and resentment does something to the other person, and it doesn't. For all I know, while I keep thinking and replaying, this person ain't thought two thoughts about it, and that's not what's important. But it's just me saying that me hanging on to the anger or resentment does not affect the other person. Not unless I'm doing some hateful things like, I don't know, keying a car or something, like I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying, so me actually physically going and doing something to this person, yes, may hurt them, but me holding on to anger and resentment and thinking those negative thoughts and saying things like, I ain't gonna never let that go, I ain't gonna never forget about that, that only keeps me locked in the past, locked in that moment, and it actually really keeps me chained to that person and in that moment. And then if somebody says this person's name, I'm like, being triggered and being taken right back to that moment. That's not good for me. That's not good for my energy. And so that's why I wanted to share this with you, because there's been so many things I know that have happened to you in your lifetime, where people have done certain things to you, said certain things to you, and it's affected you. And what you did is you swept it under the rug, or try to make yourself forget. But that energy is still there that's keeping you connected to that person, connected to that past. And it really keeps your vibration from raising. So even if it's not the first thing you wake up in the morning, or you haven't thought about it for 10 years, that doesn't mean that it's not still playing in the background, right? And every now and again you get a glimpse or think of it, right? And that is because it's still playing in the background. It's still sucking and draining your energy. So it's important for you to do the forgiveness work, so you can basically cut those cords, sever those ties with that moment, not necessarily with the person if you don't want to, but with that moment. And so another really important thing that I want to say is forgiveness does not mean that you're condoning the behavior. So by me wanting to do the forgiveness work and stepping into a place of forgiveness with this person doesn't mean that I'm saying like it's okay to just go off and go ham on me whenever, you know, you feel like it. That's not what that's saying. Or, you know, that it's okay to just say all kind of F words to people. That is not what forgiveness is saying. It's not saying that what that person did is okay. But what you're doing is you're accepting what happened. You're acknowledging what happened without the need to try to change it. So there's no, well, if I shouldn't have went in the first place because I was tired and not feeling good, so I just should have honored myself. And oh, well, maybe this person, sorry, mosquitoes are biting me. Maybe this person shouldn't have did this, and all these different scenarios of what should or should not have happened. You're letting that go because you're fully acknowledging and accepting that what happened exactly the way it happened. And when you do that, even that just brings you a certain amount of peace, because you're like, that happened to me. There's no need to try to fight it or make anything any different, because you can't. It happened, right? So it doesn't mean you're condoning at all. I've got a couple notes here. I pretty much said it. And so what I end up doing is, in addition to using some of my radical forgiveness tools, was I started envisioning being back in that moment and sending, like me being my higher self, and sending my Saturday self and this person love, just flooding both beings with love and light in that moment, and just cascading light all through that area, all through that space, just sending them both love and light and acceptance. And just doing that have really started to shift and open up something in my heart and bring me to a space of compassion and love for this person and for what they're going through that would cause them to act out of character. So hope that this helps you. If you are in Atlanta, I have a workshop coming up at the end of the month. It's a one-day forgiveness and self-love workshop to help you work through one issue. If you're not in Atlanta and you want to know more about forgiveness or what I may be having coming up online, let me know. And I just want to hear your feedback in this about this video. So in the comments, give me any of your feedback. I will have a link to the event that I'm having in Atlanta on May 25th, and I will talk to you later.